and welcome to your messages through tarot. Today is Tuesday, the 10th of June, 2025. A little bit unusual for me to do a video on a Tuesday, but we did have astrologically Jupiter moving into Cancer yesterday, where it's going to stay for just over 12 months. So I just think this is interesting. Everything has a quality. As you know, I'm not an astrologer, but everything has a quality. So Jupiter's qualities are all about wisdom, growth, spirituality, expansion, morals, long distance travel, um, prosperity, and Cancer's keywords, qualities are home, being at home, home loving, nurturing, strong emotions, ruled by the moon, remember? So it's strong emotions, isn't it? Um, and the flip side, of course, for Cancer would be moodiness. And the flip side for Jupiter would be perhaps overconfidence, arrogance, things like that. It's too much of something if it's in its negative polarity. But I thought we would do a card reading to see how this transit is going to affect us or affect you as you have found this video, and what messages do we have? Because there's so many different ways, of course, that Jupiter can work with Cancer. So, and we are now in the summer of 2025 when all these changes were forecast, shall we say. So I'm just seeing if there's any other guidance, and maybe guidance not connected to the planets. Let's see if there's anything coming out of that. We've got three cards, they're face down. Let's dive in. Here we've got the King of Wands. Okay. This is about growing and nurturing yourself. I don't know how relevant it is to Jupiter in Cancer, but the King of Wands, like all kings, is top of his game. And what he's telling me straight away now is you are an expert in a field. Find the field. That's what I want to say. Find the field that you're an expert in. Acknowledge it as being your divine field. I don't think I've ever said that before. Because wands, of course, is fire. It's transformational and it's passionate and it's courage. And those are the qualities that we need now. We need to be following our passion. We understand that our passions are not random. Our passions are our calling. That's why we feel passionate about things. That's why we study them and learn them easily. What did you pick up effortlessly in life? What came to you effortlessly? You know, if you need to study hard and cram it in and try and remember it, you know, if it's a struggle, then that's not your divine field of expertise, is it? Because when you're meant to do something, you just absorb it. So, I mean, yes, obviously you've got to study, you've still got to read, you've still got to take action, yes, but it's usually choiceless and effortless. So following our passion, number one, that's what he's done. That's how he got to be top of his game. But also remember, Wands is fire, which is courageous. And you do have to be courageous. You have to be courageous to follow that passion, because your left brain might be telling you all those limiting beliefs about why you shouldn't or couldn't or won't. So yeah, there is courage. There's always courage. And on the map of consciousness, okay, I'll put a link in the description to my video on the map of consciousness if you don't know what I'm talking about. But those of you that follow me know that I look at the map of consciousness. And courage is right there at the tipping point. At the tipping point between suffering and flow, between contraction and expansion, between staying stagnant in life and expanding into more of who you are. Courage is right there. Of course, it takes courage because you've got to go against the grain. You've got to go against all your programming. He didn't get top of his game by listening to the programming that he was brought up with. He had to step out of his comfort zone, of course. So yeah, this is about what are you an expert in? It will be something you're passionate about. You might be just doing it as a hobby, that's fine. But we're all an expert in something. We can be experts in more than one thing, of course, but everybody is an expert in something. That's what I want to say. Step into your expertise. Start using your expertise. More importantly, start acknowledging your area of expertise. Stop playing it down. Oh, yeah, that's a hobby I like to do. Yeah, I'm quite good at it. I've been practicing quite a lot. Fine, do it more because we've all come here with an area of expertise. And that is what we have come here to share because he's top of his game. What are you top of your game? We have the full card. So this is about finding out, just reflecting on what is your area, not just of expertise, I want to say your area of uniqueness. This is so powerful. I'm seeing this around me all the time because there are so many massage therapists, so many yoga teachers, so many tarot card readers. There are so many people, there's so many artists, there are so many musicians. Okay, there are so many people doing these things, but no two people will be the same. Okay, if you're living in a world where you think there's competition, please, please, please go to that field beyond right and wrong because there is no competition. There is only resonance. There is only resonance. Yes, we have to let people know what services we have. Yes, of course we do. We have to let people know. If you want to attract clients, you need to let people know what services you have. But we don't need to be pushy at all because it's not our marketing that's bringing in the clients, it's the resonance. People will resonate with you and with your area of expertise. And it's also unique because so many people have qualified in so many different things or have learned so many different things and they're putting them all in together, and that's what's making their service unique. That's what's making their hobby unique. It might be a hobby still, I don't know, right? It's not about whether you take money for it or not. It's about you being top of your game and acknowledging it because we're all here for service to humanity at this time, which does start with service to self. That doesn't mean in a selfish way. We've got this linear thing going on, which isn't real. But anyway, so you've got this like service to self. That phrase is often used for just selfish people that are looking after themselves, not caring about anybody else and walking all over other people. Okay, that's down here, right? If you're watching this video, you're not one of them, I'm sure. And so then we've got service to humanity. Right. And service to humanity is where a lot of people resonate with. It's like, yes, I want to help people. I mean, I'm always working with people that go, I don't really know how, but I know I want to help people. Right. And it is our natural divine instinct to express love and compassion to others, and therefore, in some way, help others. So, service to humanity, yes, I get it. It's here. But if you want to know how to better serve humanity, we do it by serving ourselves, but not that way, going that way. or maybe this way. I don't know. It was the map of consciousness. I don't know. It doesn't really matter which way, does it? And that's all just spatial awareness. But by going to the next step, which is understanding that by loving yourself and doing what you love, doing what you're passionate at, doing what brings you joy, following that choiceless, effortless action that your little child inside wants to take, that your heart wants you to do. By doing all of that, you are serving humanity because you're raising your frequency and therefore you're raising the frequency of the collective because everything outside of you is a reflection of you. So the higher your frequency, the more expanded your level of consciousness and the more you can help and serve others, okay, whether you're doing it in the physical realm or not. But it is, even if you're doing it in the physical realm, you've got to follow your heart, right? Because you can serve more people. So that's service to self again, putting yourself first, loving yourself, doing what you love, and going on this spiritual quest, taking that leap of faith. You don't want to work in a day job? Leave. It's the time to do it now. If you want to make any changes, are you in a relationship that's gone stale and you're finding it difficult to leave? Now, this is probably Jupiter in Cancer, because Cancer is very much home life. And Jupiter is wanting you to expand in in a spiritual way. It's wanting you to grow. So if you are not in if you're in a relationship and you're not growing, he's saying take a leap of faith, and you have to go against all your programming. And one of the most difficult things to do is to leave a relationship that with someone who's lovely, but everybody's lovely, really. But one of the things that I think is really important to remember is that if you taking the leap of faith, and it's involving leaving a job or a relationship, and you're thinking, I can't leave my boss in the lurch, I can't leave this partner who's been so good to me. If you're thinking like that, remember that we co-create at a soul level to create adversity for others, for them to grow. It's not our job to help them grow, but if we leave and that causes suffering for them, that's their opportunity for growth. And in time, they will look back and say, oh, I'm glad that employee went, because we actually got someone who was better suited. Of course, it's a resonance thing. It's not a judgment thing. And if you do break someone's heart, we always talk about having our own hearts broken, but sometimes when you take a leap of faith, you are breaking someone's heart. And it might not be a romantic relationship. It might be moving away from your family, and your extended family don't want to see you live further away. I mean, it can be in any area of life. But we need to understand that when we take that leap of faith, we are actually on some level still serving those that we've left behind, because they're going to grow and learn something as we grow and learn something, because they are a reflection of us. So they can't not grow and learn. Does that make sense? Wow, this is really the Magician. 3 cards. One's king, top of his game, 2 major arcana. Look at this. And when you get consecutive cards in tarot, it's the most positive thing ever. And when to get the first and the second, I mean, this is not really the first, it's the 0, right? Because it's the hero's journey, the fool's journey through the spiritual lessons of the major arcana. But this one comes before this one, because this is the Magician, and he understands as above, so below, as within, so without. That's your good fortune, which is part of the Jupiter energy. There's your abundance, which is part of the Jupiter energy. And he's definitely leaving something. He's definitely leaving something. He's got his loyal companion here. We know with the Fool, he's got a spring in his step and a song in his heart. He's not a fool, as in foolish or stupid in any way. He's just a little bit naive because he doesn't know what's coming. It reminds me of when I left the day job. I just knew I had to go, but I didn't know how I was going to pay my mortgage. I didn't know how I was going to do all sorts of things. But it all works out in the end. That's another story. But it all works out in the end. He's not taking much with him. And this is something, I saw a lovely meme and a quote. I doubt that I can remember it. Oh, it was from Bashar. But yeah, it was about money is the side effect of being in alignment. And abundance is having everything you need when you need it. And that abundance, having everything you need when you need it, money is just one of many ways that that abundance can come to you. So if you're still focusing on needing money, I urge you to focus on abundance, creating a feeling of abundance inside the cells of your own body, because that's what's going to create the abundance outside of you. That's what he's saying, as within, so without, right? So galore, galore, I have everything I need and more, right? Using gratitude for everything that you have. to raise your frequency to that of abundance so that you create abundance. Now, the things that you need can come to you a million different ways, and money, of course, is one of those ways. But if you're focusing on just making X amount of money, you're limiting yourself, because money is only one of the ways that your abundance can come. And remember that being in alignment is the best way of having your abundance come, being in alignment. And money is a side effect of being in alignment. So it's about being in alignment more than it is about money. But that doesn't mean that we all have to live like paupers, because when you're in alignment, your abundance is there, having everything you need and everything you want, right? Whether it's come to you through financial channels or not, doesn't matter, does it? So he's going forward with very little, because needing nothing attracts everything. So that's also part of the let go. Let go, of course, is one of the biggest spiritual lessons, letting go of all sorts of things. I have got a video with the lovely Liz Nagle on what does letting go look like. But this is, he's let go of needing anything, right? Needing nothing attracts everything. So he's released his attachment. He's let go of his attachment to materialism, as well as to people, as well as to the limiting beliefs that were telling him to stay in that job, stay in that relationship, stay in that town, you know? So there's a lot of letting go here. The fool has obviously let go of his attachment to all sorts of things. And I love the flower in his hand, because the flower in his hand shows fruition. And he knows that wherever he goes, his frequency goes. And our future lies in our frequency and not in our bank account, right? Because we are creating our reality at the frequency that we are. So the higher your frequency, the better. And wherever you go, your knowledge goes, your understanding, your level of consciousness, your frequency, your breath, your life force, it all goes with you wherever you go. So you are able to create fruition, abundance. That's his seed growing of abundance. Because wherever he goes, he is able to share his expertise. To bring it on to top of his game, expertise in a certain field. He knows that he's an expert in a certain field, and he knows he can share that wherever he goes. If he needs something, he can just share his expertise, in his passion, taking that leap of faith. The rays of the sun in tarot show spiritual guidance. So here he is now, having understood that he has everything he needs. Galore, galore, I have everything I need and more. Because he has the four elements here. He's got the water, which is the cups, the sword, which is the air, the pentacles, which is the earth, and the wands, which is the fire. So he's got the elements, and everything is created from these elements, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. Understands that his fortune lies in his frequency, the frequency within, the beliefs that he's holding, and the emotions that are in the cells of his body. We want to make sure that those beliefs are self-loving, life-affirming, and expansive. We want to make sure those emotions, the low frequency emotions, are processed, honored, obviously, no spiritual bypassing. We're honoring, obviously, but what we're doing, if we are crying and if we are expressing grief and anger and despair, it's all okay, right? But we're doing it from a higher level of consciousness, from a state of expansion. And therefore, we can raise our frequency. And we do it from that state of self-love, that state of gratitude and appreciation for the journeys, for the lessons along the way. So that way, we're processing stuff, but we're also transmuting those low frequency emotions into love and gratitude, appreciation, and abundance. Um, and that's how we are going to create. We're going to create that. We have to be it to create it. We have to embody it to create it. We have to be it to create it. I don't think I've ever said that before as well. And I always use the word create, I know, but actually from a quantum perspective, it's the wrong word. It's project, because everything outside of us is a holographic projection of us through our filters of experience and understanding. And so when we create our reality, what we're actually doing is projecting it onto, what appears to be the life stage, the world stage. So these are powerful, powerful cards. And it is about expanding, right? So that's Jupiter in Cancer. Cancer being at home. But when we talk about home loving, it's not just your physical house. I mean, Cancer traits are typically home lovers, as in they'd love to work from home. They like to be at home. They like to nurture, they make good nannies and things like that, homemakers. But also, this is our home, isn't it? The home for your consciousness in this human experience, your human vessel, your avatar, the beautiful body through which you're expressing your soul's desires. This is home, isn't it? Our temple. But this is where our consciousness is living in this lifetime, in this human experience. So it is about growing Jupiter, expanding, the awareness and everything and of being at home. And there are strong emotions, Cancer associated with strong emotions. There are a lot of strong emotions around at the moment. A lot of family losses, the grief, you've got to wail it out, got to wail it out, hold space for others while they wail it out. And there's a lot of emotions coming up. We know that they could be from our childhood. They could be emotions that we felt when we were younger and we didn't process them. So they got trapped in our body and then suddenly they're coming back up. It seems for no apparent reason, but our souls know what they're doing. But they could also be past life emotions coming up to be transmuted, inherited emotions coming up to be cleared. There's a lot of ancestral clearing going on. There's a lot of family patterns that are being broken at this time of the Great Awakening. So it is a very emotional time. It's very important that we honor that, and that, this sort of stiff upper lip and, let's just forge forward and not show our emotions. No, well, that's not spiritual bypassing. That's just not a good idea, because you're just pushing it all down. What did Sigmund Freud say? Unexpressed emotions never die. They just get buried and will come back later in uglier ways. And we know that. So expressing the emotions that are coming up, and we don't have to know where they're coming from or why or anything. We want to honor them, respect them, process them, and hold space for other people and allow other people to do the same, even if they're expressing anger and a lot of stuff. They might be directing it at you. As long as there's, this is why there's this beautiful book called Love Yourself and It Doesn't Matter Who You Marry. And she claims in that 70% of divorces could be saved if at least one of the couple read that book. And I understand what she means by that, because when you understand that people are purging like this, you can hold space for them and just let them get it out. If they continue to behave like that, directing it at you, then clearly you need to do something about that, and take yourself out of that firing line. But if it's just a spat or something like that, understanding what's happening, you can then help people understand you were just purging emotions and didn't know where they were coming from. And then we try and relate them to our present life. And then we start directing them at people that they have nothing to do with. So you can explain all of this stuff. And if they take that on board, then well done. You've helped somebody process and understand the system and how it works. the emotional system and how it works. Of course, if they carry on, there's different situations going on here, but understanding when people have those little, I mean, when you feel angry and you just want to go, whoa, this is why it's so cathartic to write when you get angry with somebody, to write a letter to them, or um, you do it on an audio. Do it on an audio, have a conversation with somebody just so that you can get it out of you, because this is about allowing people to express the emotions, because it's the processing of the emotions that's going to heal them. So you're, by holding space for them, you're helping them heal themselves that way. But as long as you do not then become um, putting yourself in a difficult situation, you've got to do it. I don't know. There's a line. You know what I'm trying to say, I'm sure. Don't let yourself suffer, is what I'm saying. Do it from a place of expansion, and not causing any emotional trauma for yourself. That's what I mean. Because when you hold space for people, your heart is open and you have unconditional love for them. It's like a toddler, isn't it? A toddler having a tantrum. It's easy to hold space for them, make sure they're safe, let them know that they're loved, and open your heart and allow them to express whatever frustrations they have. If you can do it like that for other people in your life, that is where we want to be, I think. That's really serving others to process what they're doing. But of course, if it starts getting too personal and starts affecting your boundaries, then of course, don't do it. Okay. Um, wow. And the other thing I want to say, sorry, I just looked at them. I want to hold all three of them up for you because they are so lovely. Um, You're an expert in the field. Please work with that and enjoy being an expert. Enjoy, because you came here to be that unique expert. Take that leap of faith, whatever it is that you're leaping from. It's okay. It's okay. It's a spiritual quest. The fool is on a journey. He's going through the spiritual lessons of the major arcana. It's perfect. And understand that you are the creator. You are projecting your life from the frequency that you are, as within, so without. So this is about realizing that you can do everything and anything. And that by changing the way you perceive people and situations and the world around you, you actually change people, situations, and the world around you, because that's how it works. That isn't what I was going to say originally, but that's just come out. So I just want to say something about that, because the observer's judgment of the observed is what defines it. So when you can perceive, when you can shift your perception of what you're observing into something more divine, then you are making the difference in the world. You really are, because your judgment of it is what's defining it. I hope that makes sense. And one more thing, is that pyramid of light. I want to mention the pyramid of light again, because it's so powerful, and I think it's really relevant. So the pyramid of light can be used in many different ways. It's just a meditation. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a pyramid of light. It can be a temple of light. It doesn't matter. But pyramid of light is beautiful. You, in your meditative state, you can visualize this pyramid of light around you. And while you're in that pyramid of light, you are in your highest frequency. You are calm, you are at peace, you are in love with yourself and life and anyone else. And you are in an expanded state of awareness. And you can meditate in your pyramid of light. Now, we can also invite people in to the pyramid of light. Now, if there is somebody in the physical world who you feel like you need to have a conversation with on a deep level, but their human, of course, is having a tantrum maybe, or projecting from their place of hurt and anger, right? So they're not open to receiving your conversation of love, okay? So if you're in a situation like that where the person you want to talk to, you don't think they're going to be receptive to your words. And if you maybe your human is also looking through a filter of anger and hurt and resentment, and maybe you don't trust yourself not to get angry or to scream, or to retaliate or something like that. So if you're in a difficult situation like that, you can invite their soul into the pyramid of light. You can invite their highest essence into the pyramid of light. And then you can have a conversation soul to soul where there is no trapped emotions, limiting beliefs, no resentment, anger, despair. And you can just talk about any love that you have or any experiences, whatever it is that you want to talk about. You can talk to them at a soul level. Now, we know that everything is connected. We know that the physical world just gives us that illusion of separation. So when you do this, the truth is you really are talking to their soul. You really are. Okay. And when you're talking to their soul beautifully in the pyramid of light, their human avatar is connected to their soul. Their soul is flowing through and expressing itself through their human avatar. So when you have had this conversation with their soul in your pyramid of light or in the pyramid of light, we don't have to be possessive about it. um, it will affect them in the physical world. It will affect them on some level, on some level. It might not be on a level that you want it to be on, and it might not be on a level that shows much evidence of it, but on some level, it will help. Now, if the person you want to have a conversation with has passed over, you can still invite their soul, because the soul has just left the human body, right? The soul is still in existence. We know that. We're infinite beings. So you can invite the consciousness of that person, their soul, into your pyramid of light, and you can have all the conversations you want to have with that soul. And that soul will receive it as if you had had the conversation with the human. So this is where understanding this bigger picture behind the non-physical world. The physical world is so tiny and finite. The non-physical world is so expansive and infinite. So understanding the non-physical world is obviously life-changing because you can do all of this stuff in the physical world and it helps and affects the suffering and trauma in the physical world, if that makes sense. So I wanted to share the pyramid of light. So, quick recap. What's your area of expertise? Your uniqueness? Honor it, practice it, share it, love it, be it. What's your leap of faith? Take the leap. Love yourself. Do what's right for you, and it will be what's right for others. May not be at the exact same time, but in time, it will be the right thing for your loved ones as well. As anyone that you're leaping away from, it will be the right thing for them as well in the long term. But you do have to take your leap of faith because this is about authenticity. If you're not taking the leap of faith, you're not being authentic to yourself. And self-love, yes, is great, but authenticity trumps all of them. And you've got to take the leap of faith in order to be authentic. I would imagine this leap of faith is some form of expressing your expertise because you are the creator or the creator of the projection. And you can create whatever you choose by understanding that you have to create it within first. Be it to create it. Be it to create it. Be it to project it. So Interesting times. So that's a little bit relevant to Jupiter moving into Cancer, but I'm sure there's loads of other energies going on and other transits going on and other things affecting our projections. So, yeah, enjoy it all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you all. Have a fantastic time. Bye for now.